I made 2 videos in the past about making money with art commissions. This one and this one. But they were kind of ass. So here's the better version. Welcome to the only art commissions guide you're ever going to need as a beginner artist. I, in my time, have done a lot of art commissions. Now that I'm a video editor, I actually take less commissions, but back in the day, I did a lot of them, as you can see. This isn't a video on scaling your art business, right? Nor am I going to talk about what to do when you make enough money off of commissions where it can be a living and then you need to pay taxes on it. That's not the point. The point is, this is a beginner guide for beginners to use, to come to, when they're a little bit lost on how to get started. They want to start making some money off of their art, and they think they could, but they just don't know how. Number 1, the skill. I'm going to be honest with you, there's a huge variety of styles and I don't really want to say quality, but quality of art that gets sold and people pay varying amounts of money for. You need to decide for yourself if you think you would pay for your own art. Because if you would, then you're definitely ready. The reality is this: you technically could start doing commissions at any skill level. It's just that then you target a broader audience if you are better at art than if you are worse. But it all comes down to your sales skills. If you're better at selling, then you can sell stick figures and it'll work out for you. So don't worry about that. Number 2, payment. I know, it's crazy, but you can get paid for drawing. I know, insane. Anyway, how are you going to do that? The main method that people use to commission artists and then pay them is PayPal. So I recommend you have a PayPal. You need to be 18 or older, at least 18 years old, to have a PayPal account. But if you're not, you can also just ask your parents to make one and then get paid via their PayPal account, and then that's that. But I actually still recommend having other payment options in case people don't do PayPal. Maybe some Americans would prefer to do Venmo or Cash App or Wise even. In that case, have an account on these. I'm not saying to necessarily make a billion accounts on all of these different online wallets immediately. There's no need for that realistically. What I actually mean is that when someone says, hey, I don't have PayPal, do you do Cash App? Just say yes and make a Cash App for them in there. It's very simple. The point is, keep the money coming in, close as few doors as possible. Then, separate from the platform you get paid, which currency you get paid via, you need to worry about how you're gonna get paid in terms of the service itself. Never, ever, ever, ever get paid after. People will scam you 100%. It's happened to me twice. There's different methods that people do. Honestly, it's up to you. Some of the ones that exist are you can let yourself get paid half of the price before you start sketching, and then the other half after you're done with the illustration. Or you can do a sketch fee, a smaller sketch fee, and then after the sketch is confirmed, the full price. Or you can do a free sketch and then the full price, or upfront, all like right away, upfront, the entire payment. I personally do a free sketch and then the upfront payment of the whole thing, and then I deliver the service. Number 3, acquisition. This is usually the thing that gives artists the most trouble, because you're good at drawing, you're not good at talking to people most of the time, and you're even worse at selling because you're not a salesperson. That's not what artists are. We're creators. So client acquisition is a separate skill from the service that you do. To get better at it, the only thing I can tell you is to practice. Sheer practice. You need to reframe your mind so that you're more inclined to want to practice by thinking of this thing. And this is what I think about, right? The better you get, the more comfortable you are with rejection. And this is always going to be a useful life skill. If you're comfortable with rejection, then you're going to be more likely to take risks. And then because you take risks, maybe you'll succeed. And when you succeed, you'll have made it. And people will wonder, oh, how did you do it? You were just comfortable with the rejection. So stop thinking about it as, oh, I need to get better at writing a script, a sales script. I need to get better at the step-by-step what I need to say. I need to get better at English so I don't have typos when I type. All of this stuff is superficial and it doesn't matter that much. All you need to think about is this. Being good at client acquisition just means that you're comfortable with rejection. Now, actually, how to acquire clients. You can do it via Discord servers, like the official art commission server. That's where I got the vast majority of my art commissions. You can also do Instagram, if like you've got a following on Instagram. You can do Twitter. You can do your personal network. Maybe you've got some family members that could possibly be interested in commissioning you some art. Maybe some private D&D servers. That's also a very big source because people that play D&D want drawings of their characters. Or YouTubers that have drawn thumbnails. There's probably other methods, but these are the ones that I use, so it's up to you. And 4, the final step. It's not the hardest step. The hardest step is acquisition, but it is the most important step because it's your reputation. First of all, you need to worry about what is your turnaround time going to be. If you don't know what your turnaround time is, turnaround time just means how long you're going to take to draw this thing. This is what I recommend you do. Think about it, have a good idea for an illustration, be extremely motivated to draw, make it. Make this fire illustration with as much detail as you want, like really put extreme effort into this. And then when you're done with that, the amount of time it took you to make that illustration, either multiply that by 1.5 or times 2, depending on if you want to err on the side of caution, for what you're going to tell your clients is your estimated turnaround time. For me personally, it's 1 week, whether it's a portrait or even a full-blown illustration with background. Then you gotta do that thing. You have to make the drawing, put effort in. This person is trusting you and paying you for your art. They clearly see the value in it, and you do too, otherwise you wouldn't have put it up for sale. So put effort in. I would recommend sending more work in progresses toward the beginning of the process because it's a lot easier for you to make fixes when it's just a sketch or line art or even flat colors over when it's a fully rendered piece and then they tell you randomly, oh, I don't like this piece of clothing. And then you're like, I already merged all the layers. You see what I mean? So err on the side of having more work in progresses at the beginning so that if the client has revisions, they'll send you revisions in the beginning. And push them, please push them to give you revisions in the beginning. You don't want them to tell you they don't like something about the drawing at the end of the process. Never do that, that's horrendous. And then at the end, you send the product. I recommend, and this is like a small thing that probably a lot of people don't talk about. I haven't seen anyone talk about this. And that's to include freebies. So for example, you can include the speed paint, the Procreate speed paint, like just randomly. This takes 2 seconds to do. You just go to Procreate, video, and you export the speed paint. And you can add this to the email that you send or Google Drive link. You could also have different resolutions for the drawing. Let's say you have the HD and then 4K, you know? And the reason why you do this is because you want to make a good impression. If you make a good impression, then you're going to increase your reputation. And you want a better reputation with the individual clients because when you have good reputations from the individual client, if they come around to maybe wanting another piece, they'll be more likely to commission you again instead of looking for another artist. And this leads perfectly into 5, bonus tip, returning clients. If you worry a lot about your reputation, like I just mentioned in the last step about giving freebies like speed paints or higher resolution images, you're more likely to have return clients. Eventually, when you have put enough time into commissions and you've worried a lot about this reputation and you've taken good care of it to nurture it so that people actually like working with you, then you're going to have so many return clients that you're never really going to have to look for new ones. I hope this video was helpful. If you're on the fence about starting doing commissions, please do. It's very fun either way. It's not really going to hurt your art progress. If anything, you can just stop taking commissions. If it becomes too businessy for you, just stop taking commissions. But it's not going to hurt you because you're going to push yourself to do more. You see, someone's going to ask for a character art that's a full body and you've never drawn a full body before. Good, now you have an opportunity to do it, practice it, and then at the same time get paid for it. So just start. You can do it. I believe in you. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Art commissions, baby. Link in the description. Bye-bye.